Well, good morning and welcome to Kidz Church. This morning we're going to be singing some songs and having a story from the Bible and doing our family prayer. But we're going to start off with a song called My Lighthouse. And this is one that's got some actions. In each of the verses we go like this: You are the peace in my troubled sea. You are my peace in the troubled sea. And then in the chorus we go, my lighthouse, shining in the darkness, I will follow you. My lighthouse, I will trust the promise, you will carry me safe to shore. And then we have a little bit in the middle where we go, fire before us, you're the brightest, you will lead us through the storm. Fire before us, you're the brightest, you will lead us through the storm. Okay, let's see how good your actions are. I'm going to be watching to see who does best. So here we go. In my wrestlings, in my doubts, in my failures, you won't walk out. Your great love will lead me through. You are the peace in my troubled sea. Whoa, you are the peace in my troubled sea. In the silence, you won't let go. In the questions, your truth will hold. Your great love will lead me through. You are the peace in my troubled sea. Whoa, you are the peace in my troubled sea. Here we go, my lighthouse. My lighthouse, shining in the darkness, I will follow you. Oh, my lighthouse, I will trust the promise. You will carry me safe to shore, safe to shore, safe to shore, safe to shore. I won't fear what tomorrow brings. With each morning I'll rise and sing. My God's love will lead me through. You are the peace in my troubled sea. Whoa, you are the peace in my troubled sea. Here we go, my lighthouse. My lighthouse, shining in the darkness, I will follow you. Oh, my lighthouse, I will trust the promise. You will carry me safe to shore, safe to shore, safe to shore, safe to shore. Okay, ready for some flames? Fire before us, you're brightest. You will lead us brilliant singing and brilliant actions, and I was watching and I saw someone doing some fantastic actions. It was Finley. Well done, Finley, you were the best this morning. Fantastic actions, Finley. Okay, we're going to have a story. And this is the story of the lost sheep. One day, Jesus heard the teachers and religious rulers grumbling. Jesus spends all his time with people who are no good. Doesn't he know that we are more important? They look a bit miserable, don't they? Jesus looked at their proud faces and fine clothes. They did not listen carefully to what he said. They just tried to argue with him. Then Jesus looked at the people sitting near him. Some were tired and hungry. Some had ragged clothes. No one else thought they were important, but they followed Jesus from town to town. They listened carefully to every word he said. So Jesus said to the teachers and rulers, "Listen to this story and try to understand. There was once a shepherd who kept his sheep on the hills near the Lake of Galilee. He'd been a shepherd all his life. He knew all there was to know about sheep. The shepherd worked hard and his flock grew until he had 100 healthy sheep. He knew them all so well that he always noticed if one was limping or had hurt itself. One morning he was very worried. There was one sheep missing. At first he thought he might have made a mistake. He counted them again very carefully, but sure enough, there were only 99 sheep in the fold. "Now then," said Jesus to the rulers, "do you think that shepherd said, 'Oh, never mind, that's too bad. At least I still have 99. Of course not. He left the 99 sheep in the sheepfold and set out at once to look for the one that was lost. That man was a good shepherd. He knew exactly which one of the sheep had wandered away. He would not rest until he found it." The shepherd knew the hillsides very well. He knew all the places where a sheep might stray. He knew all the dangerous places where a sheep might fall. The shepherd looked everywhere, even in places where he himself might get hurt. He must find his lost sheep. At last the shepherd found his sheep up there on the hills. He gently pulled it out from between the rocks where it had been stuck. He bandaged up the leg which had been hurt. Then the shepherd lifted the sheep up onto his shoulders. It snuggled around his neck and felt safe again. The shepherd carefully made his way back. It was getting dark now and he was hungry. He'd been so busy looking for his lost sheep all day that he'd not had time to eat. The shepherd's feet were sore and bruised from the rocks on the hillside, but he did not mind. He was so pleased he had found his sheep. He put the poor lost sheep in the fold with the rest, and he counted them all carefully. 97, 98, 99, 100. When he was sure they were all safe, he made his way home. As he walked along the dark street, he looked in at doorways. "I've found my sheep," he called to all his friends. "Come and celebrate because I've found my sheep that was lost." His friends and their families were very pleased. They knew how important it was to find that sheep. They all came to celebrate with him. Can you understand? Jesus asked the teachers and rulers. God's kingdom is like that flock of sheep. I am the good shepherd. There may be 99 of you safely in the sheepfold, but I must search for the one who is lost. Even the angels in heaven celebrate when I find one of my sheep that was lost. I'm not like a part-time shepherd who is paid to look after another man's sheep. That man doesn't really care if the sheep are safe because they don't belong to him. I care about every one of my sheep. I know them all by name. I always take care of them. If one of them strays, I will search until I find it. I will even give my life to save it. Well, that's a lovely story, wasn't it? About the Good Shepherd, and Jesus is our Good Shepherd. He cares for every single one of us. Well, we're going to sing another song now, and it's called Cast Your Burdens onto Jesus. And it's got some actions that go like this. Cast your burdens onto Jesus, for he cares for you. He cares for every one of you, boys and girls, you know, just like the shepherd who cared for every one of his sheep. He cares for you. So cast your burdens onto Jesus, for he cares for you. We do it again. Cast your burdens onto Jesus, for he cares for you. And then we have to go higher, higher, and you have to stretch up like that as you do higher, 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 lift Jesus higher, and then we go lower, lower, push Satan lower. And I'm going to be watching again to see who is doing really good actions. Okay, here we go. Cast your burdens onto Jesus, for he cares for you. Cast your burdens onto Jesus, for he cares for you. Higher, 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 higher. Lift Jesus higher, 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 higher. Lift Jesus higher. Cast your burdens, cast your burdens onto Jesus, for he cares for you. Cast your burdens onto Jesus, for he cares for you. Higher, 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 higher. Lift Jesus higher, 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 higher. Lift Jesus higher. Lower, 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 lower. Lower, lower, push Satan lower. Lower, 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 lower. Lower, lower, push Satan lower. Cast your burdens onto Jesus, for he cares for you. Cast your burdens onto Jesus, for he cares for you. Higher, 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 higher. Lift Jesus higher, 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 higher. Lift Jesus higher. Lower, 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 lower. Push Satan lower. Lower, 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 lower. Push Satan lower. Higher, 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 higher. Lift Jesus higher. Higher, 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 higher. Lift Jesus higher. Wow, that was brilliant. Some excellent actions. And I was watching again and I saw someone doing some really, really good actions. It was Caden. Well done, Caden. Good actions. Okay, we're going to do our Cross Street Church family prayer now. And this is a prayer with actions. So I'm sure most of you know it by now, but we'll just run through the actions for any who don't. We start like this, hands together and eyes closed. But if you don't know the actions, keep your eyes open and then you can watch. So we go hands together and eyes closed. From the top of our heads, and you have to touch your head, to the tip of our toes, you touch your toes. May the love of God, and we point up to God, and Jesus his Son, and we stretch out our arms to remind us of Jesus when he died on the cross for us. So may the love of God and Jesus his Son, and then we have wiggly fingers and we go flow through our hearts and bless everyone. Bless all the mums with wisdom, you point to your mind, and love, you cross your heart. Bless all the dads with strength from above, show me those muscles. Bless all the children again and again. That's the end of our prayer. And at the end we have a big loud Amen. Okay, we're going to do it from the beginning. Are you ready? Hands together and eyes closed. From the top of our heads to the tip of our toes. May the love of God and Jesus his Son flow through our hearts and bless everyone. Bless all the mums with wisdom and love. Bless all the dads with strength from above. Bless all the children again and again. That's the end of our prayer. So we all say, Amen. Good praying, everybody. I hope you enjoyed Kidz Church this morning. We'll see you again next Sunday. See you then. God bless.